Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Kayfabe Report. We are here today to reveal and ramp up and talk about exactly what's happened over the past week at WWE. We're going to be talking about Raw, what happened on there, maybe a slight heel turn for Jey Uso. The three most incredible women in NXT history return for Homecoming that will be happening this Tuesday. And then on SmackDown, the F5 to Ron Killings and the American Nightmare back, but that is not the biggest talking point of this week. The AAA mega show of Worlds Collide, where El Hingo del Vikingo went up against Dominik Mysterio for the AAA Mega Championship. Now, let's review this and discuss this all right now. That is right. We have got a lot to discuss. And if I look down and look at this, these are my notes that I have written for myself to try and make sure we can cover everything that we need to cover. And there's a lot that's happened on this week. We had AJ Lee cut an absolutely incredible promo on a Monday Night Raw where she was calling out Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins and basically saying, go to therapy. There was a therapy chant, which made me feel very good inside my soul. Hearing AJ Lee on the microphone was very much making me feel nostalgia. I remember AJ Lee watching it back from when she was here before. She was so far and beyond above everyone else in that women's division that her coming back here now just feels like she's going to fit in the right place at the right time. She's just so superbly great at telling that story of what she wants and make people feel the way she needs you to feel. She's an absolutely incredible talent, and I'm really looking forward to it. And it always done this, and she said that her and Becky could have been friends, but if she didn't motorboat her husband, fair enough. Which then she held the Women's Intercontinental Championship and said the only way she would give it back is at WrestlePalooza. We would get CM Punk and AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins in a mixed tag team match, and it has been made official. At WrestlePalooza, we will be seeing AJ Lee and CM Punk versus Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch for this. I think that CM Punk, and I'm not going to actually, do you know what? Fuck you lot. I'm not even going to make my predictions just yet. I am going to wait until next week, where I will be doing a special Kayfabe report on the WrestlePalooza show, where I will be doing my predictions for that, and we will be doing a live show straight after WrestlePalooza, where we will be discussing the first ever ESPN-led PLE, and on international areas, it will be on Netflix, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, which is for us over here in the UK, 12 p.m. midnight. 3, 2, yes, midnight. It will be starting for us over here in the UK. So make sure you are ready for that for Saturday. Right. Coming up for you as well is a couple of talking points coming from SmackDown a little bit I want to talk about as well. I'm not going to go through the whole show, just a couple of talking points that I found while watching it. Bayley getting a very step closer now to seeing the formation of this new ego or new Bayley we're going to see. As I said before, this seems to be it's going to be a mixture of the old Bayley, the new Bayley, the past Bayley. Well, the past is the old one. You would go all the way back to Hugger. Then you've got the ding dong hello, where she teamed with Sasha Banks, the fucking annoying part of it. And then she has the new one where she seems to be going around losing to everyone, but putting on bangers of matches. And then doing a storytelling that way. I'm not sure how this is going to go, but you know what? I'm very excited to see, and watching it each week has been brilliant. We also saw AJ Styles versus our Grande Americano, where AJ Styles picked up an incredible victory, along with the help with Dragon Lee. I don't watch a Raw live anymore because of my job, and because I want sleep, and because I have kids, so I normally drive them to school in the mornings. But what I did hear and what I saw online was AJ Styles cut a promo where he was talking about that he doesn't have friends anymore and doesn't know what to do himself, and then seeing that Dragon Lee coming out and he's saying, "Oh, I do have friends." It's a nice little touch there. And then we got to the main event where LA Knight was going one-on-one against the big son of a bitch, Bronson Reed, where it was a weird-ass finish. It was very much using the Death Valley Driver, but they've renamed it something different. For Bronson Reed, for him to pick up the victory after Bron Breakker with the distraction. So I'm interested to see what they do with that. Interesting ending to the show. It wasn't something I was expecting. I did think that they were going to carry on the momentum of LA Knight and get him to pick up the victory, but apparently not. So, and then it will all come down to Jimmy Uso coming out down the end and also trying to help out, gets beaten down. And then Jey Uso comes out, as he said earlier in the night, that he was going home. He only cares about family, only cares about himself. He wants the World Heavyweight Championship. And Jimmy Uso said, "You know who you sound like? You sound like Roman." And the wise words that Roman has said to Jey Uso seems to be hitting Jey Uso home a bit harder than what most people thought. Is this the heel turn of Jey Uso, where it is going to be the final transformation for him to turn into the tribal chief that Roman Reigns was the one to get him ready for, and said that he wanted to be, Jey Uso was going to be the next leader of the bloodline? Potentially. I also think that Jacob Fatu, it could be the one as well, which then led to LA Knight laying out after Jey Uso speared the living shit out of LA Knight, saying, "Yes, we are now good. We are now even," which probably for LA Knight means nothing. So I am not sure what is going to happen there. So next up, we saw a bit of SmackDown, but we are going to be talking about NXT. And we're going to be talking about coming up for you this Tuesday night on NXT is NXT Homecoming, where they're going to be doing a special show at Full Sail University, going back to the black and gold era of NXT, where we will be seeing one match, which will be these two teaming up for the very first time since the betrayal at Stand and Deliver, where there was feuds going on with this, and Trick Williams was able to get the win and send Carmelo Hayes to SmackDown. But he has still got a friend in him. Has this new version of Trick Williams be able to put his ego to the side and get Carmelo Hayes back on his side? I did say that this was the way last week, that they're going to bring Trick Williams to the main roster. He will be losing that TNA championship soon and will be promoting him very soon. Because also on NXT, we did also see Ethan Page lose a flag on a pole match against Tavian Heights, which then he got laid out. But we saw Tyler Breeze return to NXT for the first time, and we were found out that at NXT Homecoming, we will be seeing Tyler Breeze versus Ethan Page for the North American Championship. And it's going to be interesting exactly how this match goes. There's a lot going on in NXT Homecoming. We're going to be running through that very soon. We will be talking about the card as well. But finally, one of the matches we're going to be having is these three have teamed up: Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, and Stephanie Vaquer. And it was very much very, very interesting to see Stephanie Vaquer coming out. And they will be facing JC Jane, Fallon Henley, and Jasmine Nix in the Fatal Influence for this. And for these three to team up, we've got Tiffany Stratton, who we will be talking about soon, had an absolutely incredible match coming up recently on SmackDown. You've got Stephanie Vaquer, who's going to be warming herself up for WrestlePalooza, where she will be facing Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, looking like she's got a storyline at the moment brewing with Asuka alongside Io Sky. Interesting to see how that goes moving forward, because the Asuka shouting at Kairi Sane has been very, very entertaining so far. Now, there we go. NXT Homecoming match card is going to be Izzy Dame and Tata Paxif, the Culling, will be going up against Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair for the Women's Tag Team Championships. North American Championship will be on the line with Ethan Page We're going up against Tyler Breeze, DIY of Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, going up against Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes. And then Fatal Influence will be going up against Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton, Stephanie Vaquer, plus much more is scheduled as well, with surprises and people coming back as well. Hopefully, we get to see Bayley, but I doubt that because he's under contract with AEW. But it would be nice to see a Bayley back in an NXT arena for it. But overall, I thought NXT was absolutely brilliant. Javon Evans pushing himself another further against Josh Briggs. The fans are not liking Josh Briggs at all. There was, please, you still suck. You still suck to Josh Briggs as well going into that. Joe Hendry turning up from absolutely nowhere and anywhere. That's Shawn Michaels is doing with Joe Hendry at the moment. Just say his name and he will just appear. Has been absolutely brilliant and it's very fun to see. NXT has been a lot of fun recently, really enjoyable, really great content. A lot of things that they're doing has been amazing moving forward. But we've got NXT Homecoming coming up for you. We will be reviewing that next Sunday, talking about that because we will be doing a Kayfabe report from next Sunday. We may not do it. All depends on WrestlePalooza because we are going to be doing a review show of WrestlePalooza right after. We might do in the week of WWE, talk about Homecoming, or I might do that in the review show. We will see how things go from there. Next up, we're going to be talking about Friday Night SmackDown and what an incredible night it was. Ron Killings coming out to the ring while Brock Lesnar was there, asking him exactly who is he, and having this very weird interaction where Brock Lesnar was just asking, do you know where John Cena is? And him turning around and saying, no, I am Ron Cena. And then he gets F5. But the funniest part of that was Lesnar splitting his trousers and telling Stu, the cameraman, Stu, I have split my fucking trousers. Was the highlight of SmackDown for me from that. And it was seeing him walk around, flashing his ass in there. Then we also had Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill in an absolutely incredible classic WWE Women's Universal Championship. Absolutely phenomenal. Both women putting absolutely everything into her. Gets a double count out. Nia Jax comes out to attack them both. I'm guessing WrestlePalooza. Yeah, WrestlePalooza, we're most probably going to be getting, probably, maybe after or before that, a triple threat match. Nia Jax versus Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton. We will see how it goes on for them. But then Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton for the main event of the evening for SmackDown, where Drew McIntyre was able to pick up the victory of the Claymore in Randy Orton after he was stopped from doing the punt. And then Drew was about to line up to go for the Claymore through the table. And then the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, back from having his baby and filming the start of Street Fighter, is finally back inside of a WWE ring and going for it, moving forward, which then he made the announcement that at WrestlePalooza, it will be Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE World Heavyweight Undisputed Championship. We don't know how this is going to go. All we do know is Drew McIntyre is not winning, and I am very safe in saying that right now. Now we're going to be talking about AAA Worlds Collide before we get into other news that has come out recently from the world of WWE. And we're going to be talking about one thing and one thing only, but that will be coming in one moment. We'll say one thing and one thing only, but the AAA Worlds Collide pay-per-view was absolutely phenomenal. I do think that I have found my niche in Lucha Libre wrestling. I do love the way the AAA works. I picked out a few of the matches that I absolutely love. Psycho Clown versus The New Day was absolutely brilliant with Pagano. The way Xavier Woods sold Psycho Clown, ripping his mask off. And then we had the absolute mental beatdown from the Wyatt family, taking out Psycho Clown and Pagano, looking like the Wyatt Six are coming for more tag team gold, with Bray seeming to be holding the tag team championships around his neck. But then they had Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis hold them up, and Eric Rowan also holding up the AAA World Tag Team Championships. Mini wrestling I put on here. There was LAX and Lindsay Dorado with the little one versus I can't even remember the fucking names. Octagon and some others, but it was absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely loved it. We also had Finn Balor and Roxanne Perez going up against Lola Vice and Mr. Iguana. Mr. Iguana trying to counter out Dominico, the puppet that Finn Balor has been possessed with. And it's the way JBL sells that is absolutely fucking hilarious. I think the way JBL does that is phenomenal. But Finn Balor and Roxanne Perez lost this match to Lola Vice and Mr. Guana, which is leading to Lola Vice, who will be going up against JC Jane. I think it's at No Mercy for the NXT Women's Championship. I have a funny feeling Lola Vice could be winning that, but we will see from that. Now we're going to get into my favorite match of the night, and it was for the AAA Mega World Championship. It was Dominik Mysterio versus El Hijo del Vikingo, and it was absolutely quality. Vikingo showing his absolute amazing quality that he is. You show the world of the way that El Grande Americano is somehow teaming himself up with Dominik Mysterio and getting a bit of a wedge in between himself and the Judgment Day. Finn Balor and JD McDonough tried to come out and help, but Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee was sent them back to the back, and that's when El Grande come out, gave Dominik Mysterio the metal plate to put into his mask, a diving headbutt into a frog splash, which then led to this. The new AAA Mega World Champion and the Intercontinental Championship, which also had Rey Mysterio Jr., put the AAA Mega World title around the waist of Dominik Mysterio on there as well, where Dominik was staying in character and really going after Rey Mysterio to hurry up and put that championship around his waist as he promised he did backstage. And that's exactly what Rey Mysterio did. And he come out and then left the ring, but you could tell he was a proud papa as well, watching on, because you are of your son, of exactly who he is and what he's become. Because Dominik Mysterio, and now holding a double championship in WWE, where he will be holding that Intercontinental Championship and the AAA Mega World Championship around on Monday Night Raw, and the AAA shows moving forward will obviously bring more eyes to the seats and more stuff moving forward. No AJ Styles that interfered. Interesting, but we will see how things go. But lastly, we've got a couple of news that has come from the outside. Firstly, Andrade has apparently left his position here in WWE. He was teaming up with Rey Fenix, and then it sort of fizzled out after a match. Haven't seen him, haven't done anything. I'm not sure exactly what's happened there. But Andrade, who's only been back, less than a year, or just under a year, or over a year, will not be around in WWE anymore. And I'm interested to see what they're going to do, where he's going to go next. Also, and finally, WrestleMania 47 could potentially be, is going to be in Saudi Arabia. A lot of mixed messages there from the WWE universe, where they now know that WrestleMania will be heading for the first time outside of North America, and will be going to the land of the Kingdom of the Saudi Arabia in WrestleMania 43, which is in 2027. No wonder I got a 7 from it. It's 2027, which will be coming there. A lot of mixed messages. Everyone's saying you sold out. Everyone's saying that is not what is going to happen. And I am very interested to see what. I just heard a really weird noise. Anyway, and I have no idea what's going to happen. Very interested. You've got two sides of the spectrum. I saw one person tweet out saying, could this be TKO trying to get as much money as they can from the Saudi Arabian to recoup the money that they have paid for WWE to try and get that back so that they don't have to extort people for the prices that they're paying for shows? Or is this just the fact that this is going to have a more now on, that we're going to be seeing a Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, a lot of people's not first choice and not happy with that? For me, I'm disappointed it's not coming to the United Kingdom. I'm disappointed that the country that I feel WWE, the European area where it is absolutely you're going to get a crowd for. It was already showed at AEW All In when they were at Wembley Stadium that the crowd can be there and do that for you. I'm not annoyed fully at it because American crowds, I'm trying to be as respectful as I can be, are not as where it is. But that's where you get your money, and as well Saudi Arabia. What can you do about it? They're getting their money. They're going for it. Let's see what happens from there. But interesting to see what happens moving forward. Right, that is going to end the show. Thank you ever so much for watching the Kayfabe Report. We will be back next week where we will be doing the prediction show, the review show, and maybe a bonus show. We shall see. But we're love with care. Money's with Mark. You guys have been amazing. Peace.